Now on Denver 7 News at 5 a.m., get ready for WrestleMania. The Broncos are making some big trades in the offseason to secure the game-changing quarterback from the Seattle Seahawks.
It brings confidence. Russell Wilson has that mentality. I mean, he's always been a champion. He's really good, and he knows the game.
It's like we're getting Peyton Manning all over again, another great, accomplished quarterback here in Denver. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, big moves. This morning we're hearing from Broncos country about it and the already high hopes for the upcoming season. Not to get ahead of ourselves, but Super Bowl odds are already shooting way up this morning. Big news, and nice to see the excitement.
Weren't we just talking about some guy named Aaron, though, yesterday? What happened to him?
I don't even know who you're talking about.
Yeah, right.
Thanks for joining us this morning. I'm Brian Sanders.
I'm Nicole Brady. We're going to get to our full Broncos coverage in a minute. First, though, it's a Denver 7 weather action day. All clear outside now, but get ready for another round of snow coming later on. Katie LaSalle is here tracking the timing of the storm.
Good morning, you guys. Weather action day in effect through Thursday morning. We're starting off under a cloudy sky here in Denver with temperatures in the high teens, low 20s, single digits off to the west into the mountains where we're already picking up a little bit of moisture. But the main snow event set to occur after 11 o'clock. And you can see our temperatures only in the low 20s for highs today. So a big cool down, Arctic air moving in from the north. Snow will continue to fall heavy at times into the mountains and become more widespread for the metro area after midday, and it'll linger through tonight into early Thursday morning. As of right now, we are expecting snow totals to range between 6 to 12 inches over our northern and central mountains, 2 to 5 over the metro area before we gradually clear out, and temperatures stay very cold the next couple of days, only in the 20s today and tomorrow.
And it is already cold out there this morning. It was pretty chilly when I got to the car this morning. Right now we have a pretty good looking commute for the most part. It's a problem out to the east side of town. Early this morning I was driving by this transition going southbound 25 to northbound 225, and this is what I saw. Take a look. There was that car kind of hanging over the edge there, so that ramp was closed down. It is open now as they move that car. Some people were hurt in this crash, and they have it all cleaned up now, and the drive times down there look just fine. Now we have this car fire that's still being cleaned up out by Bennett on the eastbound side of I-70. From the camera out there, you can still see some of the flashing lights, but lanes are open now and very light traffic out there to the east. The rest of the drive looks just fine, whether it's I-70 here in town or up to the north side, south side, all looks good.
Thank you, Jason. Well, Broncos country, we have a new quarterback. The Russell Wilson is coming to Denver.
Let's dive right into this blockbuster trade with the Seahawks to get the 9-time Pro Bowler. The Broncos are sending quarterback Drew Lock, tight end Noah Fant, and defensive lineman Shelby Harris to Seattle. The team is also giving up multiple picks in the draft next month.
So we have team coverage this morning. Denver 7 Broncos insider Troy Rink is breaking down what this move means for the Broncos' future. But we want to start with Jessica Crawford, who is live at Empower Field this morning, where the buzz is in the air. Jessica, fans, of course, already looking for Russell Wilson gear.
That is so true. I mean, people are ready and excited to see Russell Wilson playing right there in that stadium behind me. So that means, of course, that they are already on the hunt for that gear, but they might not find it for the next couple of weeks or maybe even months. That's because it can take weeks or months for jersey manufacturers to prepare jerseys after a trade like this one is announced. We're told, however, that other things like t-shirts could be available much sooner. We stopped by Sports Fan here in Denver to speak with the owner about how he's working to get the apparel into stores. Plus, we're hearing from fans as well who cannot wait to get their hands on a Russell Wilson jersey in orange, blue, and white.
It's huge. You know, you never see anything like this in the NFL, occasionally in some of the other leagues, but nothing like this has occurred since probably the mid-'80s with the Herschel Walker trade. So this is a massive, massive deal. Broncos country has to be absolutely elated about it and super excited to get out as quickly as possible to get the jerseys and shirts and all those things when they start arriving in the stores.
That's what I was doing today. I was looking around to see if they've already printed any Russell Wilson, jerseys, but they haven't. So I'll have to wait a couple weeks till they do.
Hats, jerseys, everything. Man, his wife could sell us something, we'll buy it, because she's popular and good.
And if you didn't know, superstar singer Sierra is Russell Wilson's wife. So that means if he's here, we'll probably get to see her too, and the kids as well. Live in Denver, I'm Jessica Crawford, Denver 7.
I love it. We have people supporting the whole family there. The Broncos are getting a proven winner and leader out of Wilson. Broncos insider Troy Rank is outside UC Health Training Center breaking down what the trade means for next season.
It was nothing short of a seismic shift out here at UC Health Training Center. After losing out on Aaron Rodgers, moments later, the Broncos acquire Russell Wilson in a blockbuster deal. And frankly, this changes everything. For the last 6 years, the Broncos have missed out on the playoffs. They've had 5 consecutive losing seasons. The one common denominator, underwhelming quarterback play. In the AFC West, it was like, which one of these is not like the other? They couldn't compete at the most important position in sports. But GM George Paton made it a priority. Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson. Those were the 2 plans. He lands Russell Wilson, who's a 9-time Pro Bowler. He's played his best on the biggest stage. He embraces competition. He will become the face of the franchise. And this now allows you to address multiple other needs in free agency and the draft, like outside linebacker, like defensive line, like tight end, and maybe even a right tackle. It sounds like a lot. It's not, because you finally solved the quarterback question for years to come. WrestleMania has arrived in Denver. For Denver 7, I'm Troy Rick.
I love that. WrestleMania has taken over. Of course, the Broncos haven't officially confirmed the trade yet. They did post something to social media, though.
Yeah. Pretty obvious here. Take a look at this. It's a scene from the movie Castaway with Tom Hanks drawing a face on the volleyball named Wilson. And the Seahawks official Twitter account responded with another Castaway clip with Hanks screaming, "Wilson, where are you?" So I guess that's as official as you can get in this day and age.
Yes. Yeah. Seahawks fans didn't like it so much, they had to take that post down eventually. Obviously, getting Russell Wilson means the Broncos didn't get the Packers' Aaron Rodgers. Some fans say it doesn't matter at this point, but Rodgers will be the highest paid NFL player of all time. He reportedly signed a 4-year, $200 million extension to stay in Green Bay. To read Denver 7 Broncos insider Troy Rank's full analysis on the Russell Wilson trade, head to thedenverchannel.com.
Well, 2 people are recovering this morning after escaping from a plane crash on E-470 south of the Centennial Airport. You can see in the video here, crews were trying to put out the engine fire when they first got on scene. The NTSB is investigating what caused the crash. Denver 7 talked to the plane's previous owner, who says it was sold less than a month ago. New overnight, congressional leaders reached a bipartisan deal on Ukraine as well as coronavirus aid in a $1.5 trillion bill to finance federal agencies. This comes as Russian troops close in on several key Ukrainian cities. An air alert was declared in and around the capital of Kyiv, with people urged to get to bomb shelters. Ukrainians have been able to leave under a temporary ceasefire. The United Nations says more than 2 million people have now fled Ukraine. That's about 5% of the country's population. More than half of the refugees are now in Poland. Vice President Kamala Harris is set to travel to Warsaw, Poland, and to Romania today. Both are members of NATO. The Biden administration has said the U.S. will defend any NATO members if they're attacked by Russia.
There are also lots of groups trying to help people in Ukraine. Direct Relief is sending medical supplies.
We've sent the first several hundred of these medic packs that we've developed for rapid response in the U.S. really for all the emergencies that occur, and so that's what was first sent. That's arrived this week. That's what they wanted.
And officials say the hardest thing right now is just finding safe corridors to move supplies. Direct Relief does take donations. They're also asking people to donate to nonprofits helping with things like food, water, shelter, and refugee resettlement. They recommend checking charitynavigator.org before giving. Also, United Airlines is allowing its Mileage Plus members to donate miles or money. United is matching up to 5 million miles and up to $100,000 to 4 nonprofits. You can learn more on united.com/Ukraine support. Katie.
Brian, good morning. It is a Denver 7 weather action day. Still dry, mostly cloudy, 20 degrees out at DIA, but it feels like we're only in the single digits with northwesterly winds sustained at 15 miles per hour. Kiddos at the bus stop definitely want to bundle up today. Low 20s and snow likely as we go into this afternoon.
And the drive on Pena out to the airport looks just fine. So does E470. The drive across Commerce City will be one of the first ones to load up. Right now it looks good, but about 5 minutes going from I-25 to I-70, so no issues for us here. We do have an issue way out to the east, though, with an earlier car fire. I'll show you that coming up in just a minute.
It's Consumer Protection Week, and today we have a reminder to check your phone settings to make sure you're not oversharing.
Some Marshall Fire victims are still living in hotels 2 months later.
Every day feels like moving through concrete that's setting because it gets a little bit harder every day because I just want to be back home.
Now our Denver 7 team is serving up some comfort food thanks to your generous donations.